clear that there will be a second Trump presidency. It is really on my heart this morning to say that as a man, but more importantly as a black man, that this country does not deserve black women or black people, but specifically black women. This morning I woke up and I just gave my wife a hug because I know how heavy this is weighing on black women. And they have carried this country and saved this country too many times and continue to be the most disrespected human beings on the planet. And it, quite frankly, it disgusts me. I'm thinking about the world that we're going to bring our daughter into in a few months. And I want the vice president to know that her and her team did everything right in the right way. But the unfortunate reality is that this country is still steeped in racism, sexism, and misogyny. I am personally proud of her, and I know that so many others are the same. We appreciate her tenacity, her focus, her decency, and how she handled herself throughout this campaign. And I don't want to hear anybody saying that they should have done something different. She should have been running longer. The fact is that they did everything that a campaign can do and more. But we as a country really have a lot of soul searching to do. And that's really what I want to say about that today. But I want black women to hear from me to know that as a black man, I am going to triple my efforts to lift them up, to make sure that they're supported, to make sure that they're seen, and to make sure that other folks are challenged into understanding that they alone can't be the soul of this democracy, and that they alone can't save us from ourselves time and time again. They alone can be the people that show up and show up in such a way that folks who are voting against their own best interest, that they're saved as well. They can't do it anymore. And we have to be there to understand that reality and lift them up. I don't know everything that a second Trump presidency will bring to Baltimore. But if he follows through on some of his dark, violent promises, we know that we are looking at challenges in the years ahead.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Catacombs. So, on your screen right now, I'm going to read over something, which is kind of disturbing, just because we just watched the mayor of Baltimore talk about how he wants to double or triple his efforts to help black women. That the United States doesn't deserve black women and all of that stuff. I don't know what this guy's on, but maybe he should pay more attention to what's on the screen right now. I'm just going to go ahead and read this. Okay, so the eviction studies, Baltimore's map showcases data collected by our team as a dynamic and interactive visualization, highlighting which neighborhoods are at the highest risk of scheduled evictions and eviction removals. We analyzed a sample of 9,349 scheduled evictions between 2018 and 2019, where 66% of these cases led to a physical removal. Compared this to U.S. Census data, we estimate that between July 2018 and June 2019. So this is the years that this study was taking place. And I tried to find something a little bit more recent, but I couldn't. So with these types of studies, they're done, and then it's years before they make another one. So I'm pretty sure we'll get another one eventually. But I'm assuming this is the most recent data, and this is but prior to 2020. You see what I'm saying? This is prior to 2020, and this is in Baltimore. This is a Democrat stronghold. There hasn't been a Republican mayor here for decades, if I remember reading that correctly. So here we go. 46% more female-headed households were removed from their homes as compared to male-headed households, a ratio of about 3 women for every 2 men. Okay. The number of black eviction removals is 3 times higher, 195% more than the white eviction count, 4,775 black evictions and 1,614 white evictions. Okay. The number of black female headed household removals is 3.9 times higher, 296% more than the number of white male evictions, 2,996 versus 775. Now I find this line here kind of interesting. You know, the number of black female headed household removals is 3 times higher than the number of white male headed evictions. I wonder why they didn't compare it to white female led households. Why would they compare black females to white males? I find that a bit strange. Moving on. It says, and 2.3 times higher for black male headed households. Okay. 7.3% of all black male headed households and 5.4% of all black female headed households were removed from their homes. These rates are roughly 51% and 11% higher than the white male headed eviction rate. Why? It seems like they're really going out of their way to avoid mentioning white women. I would really like to know that number. I'm going to do some research on that. The map shows that the highest risk of eviction occurs in the most segregated neighborhoods to the west and in gentrifying neighborhoods to the east. The demographic, income, and rent characteristics are also included in the map to provide a context and highlight the attributes of places where evictions tend to occur. Our demographic estimates show a massive racial disparity, making evictions a civil rights issue related to... No, it's not a civil rights issue. It's an economic issue. You have to make the environment good for economic improvement. They always want to make it a civil rights. They always want to make it a racial thing. And let's be honest. Let's keep it. There is an element to that, but at the end of the day, they don't address some of the root problems that cause a lot of the evictions or the crime in these areas. And it's because people don't have a whole lot of economic opportunity. And these are Democratic strongholds, and the Democrats are always talking about how black people, especially black women, are the backbone of the Democratic Party and blah, blah, blah. But they don't seem to put any policies up that actually help the people that vote for them the most. I mean, we just saw that with the whole Kamala Harris thing. Like, I mean, it's damn near a landslide. How the hell does that work? You know, the Democrats saw an increase of black men supporting Trump. I mean, why would we keep doing the same thing over and over again expecting a different result? Isn't that the definition of insanity? So people are trying Trump now because they saw in the 4 years that he was in office, people were doing better economically. That's the name of the game. In a capitalistic society, you need to have policies in place that'll help you be economically viable. I just don't understand why people vote a different way. It's just weird. There are things that really you shouldn't place a price tag on. That's true, but I don't think abortion was one of those. And that's what the Democrats were running on, and you know, throwing concerts at rallies and stuff and shit like that. I just don't think I don't understand it. But yeah, here we go. In Baltimore, black women are being evicted left and right, but yet the Democrats, whom black women vote in the most, and you know, if you look at all these videos that are coming out on TikTok and stuff like that, there's a bunch of black women saying they're done with black men. They're this, that, and the third. Well, it wasn't even black men that really tipped the scales. It was, I would argue, based off the numbers, it might have been the Hispanic men. So a lot of these black women, again, they just need something. They need a reason to disrespect us as black men. They live for it. It is official. They live for it. It's crazy. But yet, given these numbers, even though these numbers are from 2018 and 2019. I'm waiting for the new study to come out so we can see the new numbers, especially after 2020. But these women still will go hard in the paint for the Democratic Party, only for them to make policies and put things in place where they will ultimately not benefit or negatively benefit or negatively be affected. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Until the next one, y'all be easy.